Never thought I'd be doing another unboxing so soon, but you know, Amazon Prime Day came around and I had to take advantage. Got a couple things, might as well show them off. Greetings, comrades. This is I'm Caleb, back with another unboxing video. Kind of been a while since I did one of these. I wasn't expecting to do another one so soon, but as I said in the intro, Amazon Prime Day came around, and there were a few deals I just had to grab because there were a steal, and you know what? Something to replace the Red Dragon keyboard for the console, PlayStation specifically. I have the 8-bit keyboard for the Xbox, and been using the Red Dragon keyboard for the PS5. Definitely works, but I want something a little better, and something to go with the current theme I have with my keyboards. Now, before I continue, this is my current keyboard, the Royal Kludge RK96, and I'll tell you right now, it's a really solid keyboard, especially for the price that I got it for. And if you're lucky to get one during Amazon Prime Day, let me tell you, you got a great steal for a really good keyboard from a sort of a well-known company when it comes to keyboards and whatnot. But yeah, I've been using this keyboard since I first got it, and it's quite a good keyboard. And so we got some nice keycaps here, which I forgot to mention. I don't know if I mentioned it when I initially unboxed it. This has hot swappable key switches, so you can put in your own switches if you want. It uses 3-pin or 5-pin key switches, which I'm fine with the ones you have right now. They're nice and responsive, and they have a nice little tactile click to it. It's not too bad. And yeah, this is pretty much my main keyboard for the PC, but I wanted a little something on the side, and in case I don't feel like using a numpad for it, but you know, still have arrow keys, whatnot, basically all the other little gubbins I need, and I have the function keys so I can use the page up, page down buttons when I'm using Bandicam, and of course adjusting the RGB and stuff like that, which, you know, might as well. But yeah, I decided to get 2 additional keyboards, both from Royal Kludge, and both pretty small and not too bad of a price, because well, I might as well show the first one here. The second one hasn't shown up yet. I might as well record this clip right now while I still have this in the box. That way when the next keyboard comes along, I can unbox that as well. I also bought a new mouse because I love that Keychron M6, but the switches are a little iffy. So I figured let's try a different mouse this time around. And Royal Kludge does make a mice. Why did I get one of those? Because I said I'd try out Red Dragon for their mouse. I do have one, and it does work pretty well, but I want something that's a little more ergonomic, because again, I have fairly big hands. But we'll show that off when it arrives. In the meantime, let's show off this little guy right here. This is the Royal Kludge. If I can find the model here. This is the RK61. And there's a box. It looks a little nicer than the box the RK96 came in. But yeah, this is a 60% keyboard, so no numpad and no arrow keys either. It's pretty much in a smaller compact package, which a lot of PC gamers actually use when playing like competitive games like Fortnite, Call of Duty, and stuff like that. And yeah, I really like the RK96 from Royal Kludge. I'm going to give a few of their other keyboards a try. And this is the first to show up, and I'm curious how this will play out. Now this one I'm going to use them for the console, but I will occasionally use it for the PC, because if there's any indication, if it has a Type-C port, I can just plug and play. But I'm pretty sure just like the other keyboard, it'll have like 2.4 gigahertz as well as Bluetooth. But yeah, here's the top here. There's the RK61 Plus keyboard, black, tri-mode. So yeah, got the Sky Cyan switch, which never really used this particular switch before. The RK96 came with a proprietary yellow switch, which is tactile. Or is it linear? I'll have to look it up. But yeah, nice and responsive. Very curious what this will be like. Keyboard color indigo. Okay. Keyboard layout IBM 61K. Got RGB. Got the hot swappable switches. And yeah, I'm gonna show us in the package here. Pretty simplistic. You know, it's all gaudy and through like every feature known to man, like, you know, Logitech or Corsair does. And one of the reasons I wanted to switch to a small brand like Royal Kludge, you know, it's simple, you know, and it works. Excuse me. All right. So here we go. Nice and nice little package here. So here's the keyboard itself, the manual. Also got a few other things here. Yeah, here are the extra switches. It comes with 4 extra switches. Like I said, they're hot swappable. These are 5-pin, but it's also compatible with 3-pin switches. It feels pretty nice, actually. And that naturally comes with a Type-C cable. Well, Type A to Type-C. And you got your little key port as well as an extra switch puller. Which, yeah, funny thing. The RK96 here, when I was trying to pull out the keycaps, when I swapped them out, sometimes they'll pull the switch out as well. So, you know, you may or may not need the switch puller, because they do require a little bit of force to pull out, but apparently with my keycap puller I have, it's more than enough force to pull out the switch as well. So yeah. Okay, let's unwrap this little bad boy. Oh my god, it looks even prettier in person. But anyway, here's your instruction manual. No, don't put it in the oven. No, don't throw it on the roof. You know, don't take it to work unless your work calls for you to bring your own keyboard. Yeah. Anyway, here is the keyboard itself, and wow, it looks good. The colors, these switches here. Oh my god, it looks amazing. And yeah, kind of like the RK96, the top keys, like 4. One color here, for another color, and for the first color there. Interesting little design choice, but it works. So I got a little skin tag coming off my finger here. Get it out there. But yeah, it looks really nice. Yeah, the keycaps are pretty much the same. You know, it'd be weird if they use different keycaps with different keyboards. But yeah, here's the keyboard itself. Nice simplistic frame. There's your little. Got 2 Type-C and 1 Type-A. There's your switch there to turn on the keyboard, as well as switch between Bluetooth and wireless receiver, which is right there. So it's nice it's on the keyboard itself. But let's take a listen to these key switches. Ooh, that feels really nice, actually. Here, so here's the yellow switches that came in the RK96. Okay. Nice and tactile on this one. About the same, but feels a little, actually to me, test that real quick. This is slightly more audible. But it feels nice. Yeah, in case you're wondering, I got this for like 35 bucks on the Prime Day deal, because the original price was like $50, and you know, $34, you know, I had to jump on it. And I just like the color scheme here, you know, black and blue, kind of my MO, but this kind of fits with it pretty well. Get the, it's more indigo than blue, but hey, I'll take it. But yeah, it looks so nice. And might as well show you in comparison. Here's a Red Dragon keyboard that I've been using for the PS5. I forgot what model it is. A Red Dragon. LS Pro. Yeah, 63 key. Yeah, just move it down here. Yeah, the Red Dragon is definitely a little bit smaller, but to its defense, it has smaller, shorter keycaps, and a bit more on the flat side. This is more for like serious typing and whatnot. But yeah, it feels real nice. Those switches there. Here's how responsive they'll be. So that is the. I keep forgetting the names already. They always come with like weird code names for these. Yeah, the RK61 Plus. And just look real quick.
Yeah, you still have access to your other function ones, the page up and page down. You have to hold the function key, which is over here, instead of next to the alt key like the other one. Yeah, most of the keycaps are pretty much the same. You got this extra key here, and the function key would normally be over here to the RK96. And yeah, you have the arrow keys here. You have to hold the function key to do that, but takes a little getting used to. I'm not used to 10 keyless keyboards that much, let alone 60% keyboards. But hey, I'm gonna mainly use it for the console for like games that support it. So it's nice thing, especially for the price. You know, I can't really complain. So anyway, that's the RK61 Plus. Now I'll have a clip of the next keyboard as well as a mouse when those both show up. Alright, now for the second clip of this unboxing. And before I continue, this took 5 days to show up. I'm honestly not sure why, but hey, it's here now, so it's better than nothing. Though I decided to cancel the Red Dragon mouse order, because the Keychron mouse I have, it's okay for the time being. I will eventually get a new mouse later on, but I'll just use that until the switches become unusable. In the meantime, I decided to get the second keyboard unboxing here, and judging by the packaging, I really hope it's okay, because it's wrapped up in this little package here. But this is the R65 keyboard from Royal Kludge, and yeah, it's basically you can tell by the name, a 65 key keyboard, and it's a little bit bigger because you have the arrow keys, a few extra keys here, as well as a little volume knob compared to the RK61 Plus, which, by the way, let me fetch it real quick. You know, while I was waiting for this to show up, I've actually been using the RK61 Plus on the PC, and wow, I can see what the craze for the small form factor keyboard's all about. And yeah, I might be using this on the PC as well. I mainly got this for the consoles, like the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, but actually after using it on the PC, I think I'm fine with the Red Dragon keyboard and the consoles. Though I will use this on there every now and then because it does come with that wireless dongle. But these switches, oh my god, they're a teensy bit louder than the yellow switches on the RK96, but they have a nice satisfying sound to them. Oh my god, not bad for a keyboard I got for less than 40 bucks. I might get another one of these so I can get my custom like Galaxy keycaps and put those on there. In the meantime, let's show off this R65 Plus. And before I continue with this, I actually got one more thing. Instead of getting another mouse, I decided to get a little something for display on my desk. I decided to get myself a Joytoy Warhammer 40k Space Marine, more specifically an Ultramarines Intercessor with auto bolt rifle. If you're not familiar with the 40k lore, this is a Primaris Space Marine, or Primaris, as it's pronounced in Space Marine 2. They're basically bigger, meaner, and more powerful Space Marines. They're a bit taller than your average Space Marine, which Space Marines themselves are pretty tall compared to humans. And yeah, they have bigger weapons and cooler armor. So yeah, looking forward to unboxing this. But let's focus on the main star of the show here, the keyboard. And yeah, got a few thing here. And this part here, man, it looks like it's been cut up. But hopefully the keyboard itself is fine. I'm about to find out. Before I do, let's show off the model here. Yeah, the Royal Kludge R65 QMK Tri-Modes cream switch. He uses a cream switch. Not sure how it compares to the Sky Cyan switches in the 61 Plus. But anyway, let's go ahead and yeah, this package. Man, hopefully the keyboard's okay. I'm not sure what this has been through. And come on. Okay. There's your switch here. Looks surprisingly good. Got this little protective plastic around here. Yeah, good thing there's a bit of space between these little things here. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any damage, so okay, that's a good sign. Okay, just like the 61 Plus, got your cable, got your keycap and switch puller, and some extra keycaps. So these are the cream switches here. Can't really tell the actual page for us, but let's go ahead and check out the keyboard itself. It comes with this protective plastic here, as well as the usual cellophane bag, whatever this material is. And here it is, the the R65. So I was used to saying RK96, the RK61 Plus. You know, this is Royal Kludge, but no, it's R65. I gotta keep that in mind. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Royal Kludge is probably my new supplier of keyboards, because I love the RK96 and I really love the 61 Plus. So I definitely I'm gonna like this as well. And yeah, I'll probably be bouncing back and forth between the three for the PC. Whenever I feel like using that for the PlayStation, the Xbox, and maybe even the mini PC, I'll use that. Because the Red Dragon keyboard I got is decent, but that Royal Kludge keyboard, the 61 Plus, even better. But anyway, see, it's a bit of a different profile compared to the let me actually raise the camera a bit. Put some of this stuff here. So here's the 65 and here's the 61 Plus. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit bigger because it has arrow keys on the side as well as a page up and down and the delete key here, whereas this doesn't have those. In fact, compared to this, it has only one control key, and it doesn't have that key either. And doesn't look like shows any yeah, there's no legend of whether or not you can use like the function keys for that, but yeah, you can. It's pretty just saying just hold the FN, the function key, and then function key, and then press those, and it'll activate the actual. Yeah, it's the same as this. It just doesn't have the legend. But you see right here, you can kind of see the legend for the function keys. Like holding that down, you press the 0 and it'll be F12. No, you press that, it'll be F12. And then you press function control here, and it'll switch to a second function because this is a small keyboard. It has somehow fit all those functions of a full-size keyboard into this. So like your media keys, volume up and down. So it doesn't have a dial. They have to kind of compromise and use the second functions for that. But yeah, for this keyboard, it's pretty much the same. Holding down the function key, you press the numbers in here for the F1 through F12. And looks like you got the same kind of functionality. The media keys will be up here. And yeah, okay, just because it says F and left control, which I guess it makes sense. There's only one control key here. So yeah, just like this, you hold F and control, and you'll switch to the second functions, and these will be your multimedia buttons and whatnot. So that's pretty cool. Like how this instruction manual is a lot bigger than the other one. And yeah, just in case, just so you know, I'm not bullshitting. Yeah, I'll show you. Yeah, backlight control, second day E combination function keys. You get your second day E combination function keys on there. Multimedia keys. And the back side, show you what it comes with. Keyboard, yeah, all that stuff. I'll also show you what the dials for. Yeah, that's just your volume knob. Has a nice little click to it. It's not like a free spinning dial which some people are used to. You press it down and it mutes it. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, there's so many different keyboards. They're like one of like little smart screens that show the battery life and the time and stuff. I might get one of those later. And you use 5-volt 1 amp rated power to charge keyboard. So yeah, you get the little, yeah. Unlike this keyboard, this actually has lights, so you can show like your there's no numpad, so there's no that. But the caps lock, the wind lock, which I guess is like game mode, and the charging indicator, so that's pretty cool. And I'll upgrade the firmware, and it shows you all the how to connect the Bluetooth and the wireless dongle. The cool thing here, you hold FN and enter, and it'll show the battery level, the illumination of the number keys. That's pretty cool, actually. Of course, I won't know that since, well, I don't have this thing on. But anyway, let's listen to these cream switches. See how they feel. Ooh, nice and clicky. Ooh. Very clacky. Oh wow. I think it sounds really nice. Here. Here's the RK61 Plus, the Sky Cyans. And the R65 with the cream switches. Ooh. Nice. Real nice. I can see why they went with like a white theme with the keys here. Kind of match with the cream switches. But yeah, just like the other Royal Kludge keyboards I have, you can actually not only swap out the keycaps, but also the key switches. That's why it came with 4 extra switches. You can swap it with any switch you want, as long as it's 3-pin or 5-pin. So that's really cool. Anyway, let's take a look at the rest of the keyboard. Got a nice little white body here. So there's your... Okay, there's your... Okay, that's the switch to put wired. Your Type-C, just Bluetooth, and your gigahertz dongle, which conveniently is right next to the... There. Yeah, unlike the RK61, this has retractable feet. 2 sets actually, as I can see here. So yeah, you want it raised up and not too much, or you want it raised all the way. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And oddly enough, even though this is a bigger keyboard, it doesn't have USB pass-throughs, whereas even with this smaller keyboard, it has a Type A and Type C pass-through, so kind of weird there. But hey, you take what you can get. But yeah, my 2 Royal Kludge keyboards, and I'm really loving Royal Kludge. Really good keyboards, especially for the price. Only the most expensive one is just like $90, and that's the one that comes with like a smart screen, and it's a full-size keyboard. So I might get me one of those eventually, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm perfectly honest with you, I'm starting to love these Royal Kludge keyboards. You know, they feel good, switches are nice and responsive, and they have everything I need and then some. So anyway, let me go and clear this up, and we'll unbox that little Ultra Smurf. Alright, now to break out this little guy. The Joytoy Warhammer 40k Ultramarines Intercessor with Auto Bolt Rifle. Contains one 12cm collector's action figure and accessories. Warhammer officially licensed. But yeah, Warhammer's been around for decades now, and as cool as those miniatures are, it's a pretty expensive hobby, one that I can't really get into. I'm more into the games and stuff like Dawn of War, Space Marine. I remember playing Armageddon, some of the other strategy games like the Horus Heresy Battle of Talarn, which is interesting because it's a hex game, which is mainly tanks. Because according to 40k lore, Talarn is a very toxic planet, and almost all the battles were exclusively in tanks. So that's a pretty interesting bit of lore there. Definitely look it up. The wiki for Warhammer 40k. You know, good place to go if you want to educate yourself in Warhammer 40k lore. But all you know about these guys: big Space Marine, have big rifle, make alien go boom. That's the best way to describe it. So that almost feels like a model, but no, it's an action figure. And get all the stuff right here. There's your little Ultra Smurf there. Got your bolt rifle, a pistol, got your chain sword, got another pistol or something. And it's a holster. Got 2 different sets of hands, a little backpack, and a stand. Alright. Figured it has something to jazz up the desk a bit, because, you know, I do love me some Warhammer 40k, even though the actual miniatures are expensive. But I got quite a few of the games on Steam. Get this here. Yeah, I do still plan on getting a new mouse later on. I've got my eyes on a few Red Dragon mice, but Royal Kludge, they also make mice, so I hope their mice are as good as their keyboards. If they are, then I'm sticking with this brand from here on out. Good and affordable. Joytoy. They make quite a few other Warhammer 40k action figures. They have other chapters too. I believe they have Dark Angels, Blood Angels, I think Space Wolves as well. And they also have a big figure of Robote Guilliman, Primarch of the Ultramarines and God Commander of the Imperium of Man.
lot of lore to digest, but definitely look it up if you're interested. Anyway, let's go ahead and take this out. Ooh, spit. And before I continue, this only cost me $17. It was a sale. They usually run for like a little under 30. With the Prime Day sale, I decided to get one of these. Yeah, at that price, you know, we'll see how good they are. So I spent a lot more on those PlayArts Kai figures, and they're subpar at best. So hopefully these won't be as bad. So you got your little punchy fists. Okay, 2 different gun holding hands here. So you've already got the one I gotta use. It feels almost rubbery, but not quite. I guess it's for holding a sword. This is for holding another pistol if you want to dual wield. And you got your little bolt pistol here. I'm not sure what model this is. It's definitely different than a standard bolt pistol. Actually, I'm not sure if this is a bolt pistol. Well, I do see the muzzle brake and the magazine, so this might be a different model of bolt pistol. And here's a holstered bolt pistol with the purity seals on it. Okay. And you got your almighty chain sword. You know, it wouldn't be Warhammer 40k without a chain sword. And it certainly wouldn't be Warhammer 40k without a bolter. And this is the auto bolt rifle. Basically, it's pretty much a bolter on steroids. Because like I said, the Primaris Space Marines are a lot bigger than your traditional Space Marines. So naturally, you need bigger guns. Makes sense. Here's a backpack. It'll go on the back of the Space Marines, obviously. If you don't know what a backpack is, there's something seriously wrong with you. And last but not least, the Ultra Smurf himself. I meant he's a bit smaller than I thought they'd be. I thought they'd be like maybe this tall, but hey, like I said, for the price, you know, you can't expect too much. But yeah, it looks pretty good. It's not loose or anything. That's good. Nice little helmet there. There's the shoulder pads. Feel a little loose, but naturally, since I'm moving around, you know, holding the rifles and swords and whatnot, it helps these can move around freely. But yeah, look at that menacing. They're doing a lot different than the Space Marines of old, huh? This isn't your granddaddy's Space Marine, I'll tell you that. But detail's pretty nice. And especially a figure this size. Okay. So there's a holster. Yeah, it looks like you can take that off and put the other holster on. In fact, let's do that. Yeah, it's a little ball joint. It looks like a pretty hard rubber. Almost rubber. It's not rubber, but it's close to it. Yeah, we'll just leave it. A little bone charm there, I guess. And so I'll put that backpack on. Complete the look. This will be Space Marines, but they're little packs. I always think these were jetpacks, but they're just like regular backpacks. The actual jetpacks are a lot bigger. Okay, let's see if we can straighten this out a little bit. Okay, I'll also give him his little rifle here. See how easily it goes on. The joints feel pretty good. They're not loose or anything. Let's see. Okay, they're kind of rubberized, so it's not that bad. I should probably put it on. Well, we'll just go with that. Let's see how we can hold the. Yeah, it looks like I can hold it. I'm not sure if you need the different hands though, but there's definitely like a. Again, not quite rubber, but it's definitely a soft plastic, so it stretches out a good bit. Come on, get it on.
Come on, you can't do your Emperor proud if you can't hold your bolter. I'll toy with it a bit more after the video. I'll get all these out of the way. Naturally, it wouldn't come with instructions because it's an action figure. It's not a transformer or anything like that. And you got your little clear stand here, which is stuck in the packaging. This right here. There we go. Well, I guess he has to squeeze in a little more, but yeah. It's a stand. What can you expect? But yeah, that looks so cool. Again, I thought it'd be a little bit bigger than this, but again, it's a little display piece, so I'm gonna be toying with it around too much. But yeah, that's my little Joytoy Ultramarine. Yep, I'm Team Ultramarine. I'm Team Ultra Smurf. You know, courage and honor for Ultramar. You know, I play around with those little Space Marine add-ons on Gary's mod back when I used to play Gary's mod. But yeah. So yeah, that's my little unboxing video. My RK61 Plus as well as the R65, which I'm surprised isn't damaged, and a little Ultra Smurf little figurine. So yeah, hopefully won't be another unboxing too soon. I guess it was Amazon Prime Day, I just couldn't resist. Anyway, this is I'm Caleb signing out. You all have a good day. For the Emperor.